you're probably wondering why am I reviewing a microphone once again. Today's review will focus on the Tonor TC30+. This is a condenser microphone made for gaming, streaming, and for having those lengthy discussions with your colleagues at work. It is a microphone designed for computers. It has only a Type-C USB output, and it has a USB cable to connect it to the computer. So I will be talking about this microphone and whether it is worth the asking price or not. Most of the audio in today's video is going to be straight from the microphone with no processing added except for volume leveling. So both my microphone, the Rode NTG3B, the Tonor TC30+, and the Canon EOS E90D camera will have adjusted just so that you can make a direct comparison. There will be no processing, no equalization, no dynamic compression, absolutely no processing besides bringing the volume of all of them at the same level so that you can get some kind of idea of which one sounds best. I just thought that I should be more in the back and this microphone should be looking at me. Now, one of the advantages of a product like the Tonor TC30+ is the price. It is priced between $40 and $45, so it is one of the most affordable microphones on the market, yet it comes with its own stand, it comes with a screen protector against this kind of noise. We call those pop filters so that you don't hear the pop. And it comes with a USB cable, so inside of it there is an ADC or an analogic to digital converter which processes the analogic signal, which is my voice, this is an analogic signal, to the digital signal that is currently being recorded on my computer. I wanted to check if that is still happening because otherwise today's video would be quite useless. The Tonor TC30+ has a ton of components for a very low price. Compared to that, my setup costs about $1,000, while this one is $45 in total. And I will give you some comparisons throughout the video, and I will mention when that happens. So right now you are hearing the Tonor TC30+. To give you some comparison, this is how my typical microphone, the Rode NTG3B, sounds like. It probably has a better depth and a better detail and slightly lower noise because it is a shotgun microphone, and if it is pointing straight at me, it should sound better. On the other hand, every single component from my typical recording setup is expensive, and it has been purchased separately, while this microphone can be purchased as a one-time purchase only. So back to the Tonor TC30+. I really couldn't bring it closer to my face for this video because otherwise the cable is not long enough to reach my computer. But on the other hand, we have this very stable support for it. As we have microphonic noise in headphones and in near monitors, you can probably hear me touching the hands, but it is a very solid stand, so I wasn't expecting a very high quality product. At $45, I expected it to be quite poor or at least quite average, but look at this, just full metallic stand. It is so nice, and I could easily move the entire table by pulling on it without hitting my monitor and without being afraid to hit it. You can actually resize it quite a bit, you can make it straight, so it has quite a bit of motion in it, so you can actually adjust it so that it best suits your usage. I could actually have it placed like this for the best Sony performance. I typically don't review a lot of microphones because I'm very hard to please when it comes to microphones, and I did not find the TC30+ to be perfect. It is one of the most affordable microphones released by the company, and you can totally hear that. So even comparing the TC30+ to most affordable microphones, it can still sound quite compressed, and I mean the dynamic compression is like there. It isn't the most open sounding of microphones, it isn't the cleanest out there, but I think at $45 for the entire setup, it is one of the best setups you can purchase around this price point. You typically have a really hard time finding something even acceptable around this price point. So $50 and you have a microphone that you can actually use for setup, for streaming or for playing games, and everyone can hear you quite clearly. I think that is a win. And you have this beautiful stand which is very well made. So I typically would expect to pay more than $50 just for the stand, just for having this metallic part that keeps the microphone. It is adjustable, as you can see, you can turn it in every single way, you can turn around the stand. The cable is not the longest, but you can most likely afford a longer cable if you need one. It uses a Type-C USB connector, which I like. It doesn't have any kind of problem. It did not need any kind of driver. It just works out of the factory. I didn't do anything besides plugging it into the computer and just using it. You may be noticing that I'm keeping it quite a bit away from my mouth, and bringing it closer would actually result in a slightly better sound. But there is a slight problem that I noticed with it. If you set the volume at 100, it is going to be quite loud, which causes the sound to be quite distorted. If you place the volume at about 75%, it sounds good, and you actually might need a bit louder. So the sound of this microphone may actually be a bit too quiet for this video, and I actually may have to boost it a bit in post. But otherwise, if you bring it at 100, it is going to distort, and you have to keep it quite far away from your mouth, and it still distorts even if it is quiet but distorted. So it is amped a bit too much. That isn't a problem per se. I mean, you can just bring the volume lower in Windows settings. You just open the microphone volume. So you just go to the sound settings, open sound settings, and you can actually set the volume of the microphone. Input, volume, and you set it. It is at 70% right now, to be more precise. But other than that, I have not noticed any glaring issues with it. Just one that I'm noticing right now. So it has this tendency to slide to be like this. So it is not a... So basically from every single angle being adjustable and you being able to keep it in that angle, there is one angle that you are not. So this is this orientation, and it will always slide to be straight. So that is a bit of an inconvenience, but once again, most people will just have it placed like this. I just can't look at the camera and have it like this, because otherwise all would be good. At least I think so. At any rate, the microphone has a very good support mechanism. If you can see, it is supported by those rubber membranes, which I hope I cut in the B-rolls for this video. This is my first video that I'm officially filming in 4K, so I hope that the quality will be crisp. I'm really hoping about that. I'm actually considering purchasing a different camera right now. I'm looking at Canon R6, and I'm hoping that it will pop up my production so that more people will have more fun watching my videos. But that is just me hopefully thinking. I just hope that. I hope that you are having fun watching my videos. This microphone is a very good deal if you have just 50 bucks. If you have a higher budget, there are more microphones I can recommend, to be honest. I mean, there are a ton of setups, even from Rode, like the NTG2, the NTG3B, and there are more setups, like the Yeti microphone. But I personally think that comparing the Tonor TC30 Plus to something like the Yeti Snowball, which is a really popular microphone, I really think that the Tonor 30C Plus has a cleaner sound with better detail and with a more natural presentation. Like, the sound is actually a bit better. The problem is that it isn't quite as solid, and I think that this stand is a plus, but this motion is not. So you probably will have to think of a solution to stop it from sliding that way. I do think that it is a worthy microphone if you are looking to get yourself a streaming microphone. I don't think it is perfect. I think that there are many other options which are great, but it is a nice little microphone. Let's be honest about it. It is a nice microphone. You can probably notice which is it and which is the microphone that I typically using, the Rode NTG3B. I had to adjust it more than I planned before the video, so I actually switched to my Rode NTG3B a few times. Now, the Canon S90D also has a microphone built in, but as you can probably notice, the sound is quite horrible. I mean, it is a camera, it has a microphone on it, it is a good backup sound if you need a backup, but it is not great. So it will not sound great. I don't really recommend using your camera's built-in microphone for any kind of video work or of serious work. If everything fails, it is the backup that I usually just rely on. So I had this happened to me. I had every single other microphone failed to record, and I had to use the one on the camera. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that your microphones don't fail you. I hope I haven't failed you. I hope today's video has been enjoyable to watch. I really hope that. I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Audiophile Heaven. Also leave a like on this video for more content, for more awesome videos. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll go check out another video, share this video, share my works if I'm helpful to you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye!